again, YouTube. AJ Shaver here, and finally starting to get some good video content back out again. To my left here is an LP or a Pro LP from Timberwolf. I'm not sure if you're supposed to do this or not, but it sure does work. It's going to save my back a lot of issues with rolling up new logs. So we went ahead and put the log lift up in the air and using it as a live deck. So let me get this flipped around. I'll tell you all about what we have going on. All right, so back before Christmas, we had the last Pro LP here, and I set up like some 4x4 oak blocks on the ground, and I would like PV over the logs to get them on the lift and then pick them up. So I had Sherman, and I'm like, you know what? It's awful muddy. I really don't want to set these things on the ground. I wonder if the log lift would work as a live deck. Sorry, a lot of L's that I got to get figured out. So I set 3 on there, and everything did okay. So then I set on 3 more, and everything's still doing okay. So I'll talk with Matt and see if this is recommended or not. But for now, it's what we're gonna do. I mean, everything's pretty fairly planted. You know, the outrigger on the other side there, opposite the logs, is not off the ground. Nothing looks twisted. We went ahead and put the IBC tote underneath the conveyor. So I'll show you the controls here for everything. So you have the live deck to the left, the wedge lift, the saw, which is your actual chain activation. The center 2 are your auto cycle. Then you have the feed trough, and then the other saw on the right hand is the actual down pressure, like you would, you know, lift up to cut into with like your chainsaw. That's going to be the down force on the bar. And then it's kind of tricky, but over here underneath is the actual conveyor control, which we're going to go ahead and turn that on now. You can hear the engine bog down a little bit. We're just moving some oil, trying to get things properly warmed up here. I did select some smaller diameter stuff just because I've only got the 4-way in here on this one. I'm going up to Timberwolf probably tomorrow to bring back an Alpha auto cycle machine. I'm going to grab a 6-way for this. It's just how it came in, but I like selecting a couple of different options for wedges. So we'll grab the 6-way. The rest of the walk around here on everything. And they did move the conveyor crank. It was up top here, so they did bring it down. It's a lot easier to get to now. I'm just about 6 foot tall with my big logger boots on, and the other one was kind of high and out of reach. So it is an EFI V-twin Honda, it's VX700. There's the quick walk around here. Let me put the camera in the tripod, and we'll start making little pieces out of big pieces. So just going to let this go back and forth a couple of times, just making sure getting all the warm oil into it. Like I said, the right hand is going to be your saw down and then manually back up again. The left hand is going to be the activation through the saw. Got some good oil going through that now. Bring in this, that's our wedge up and down. Sorry, it's a little bit different than the Pro HD that I've been on, doing that big mobile processing job. So let's go ahead and bring in our first victim. I did remember to set up for 16-inch this time. Sometimes they come in at 18, sometimes it bounces out, but I remember it this time, so I'm actually proud of myself. Let's see, drop that down a little bit. There we go. set pretty aggressive. All right, now the big test. See if we can do this. Well, I think that worked pretty spiffy. Put our saw out of the way. Just a little whip. Again, it's this right hand, you're working the down pressure. I've only run a couple of these, and like I said, I've got like 60 hours behind my Pro HD XL, and it is just an animal. So this one's a little bigger. We'll recycle a couple pieces here, easy enough to reach in and do what we got to do. It won't let you run the saw until the cylinder inflames. This is how it's managing the oil. But you can bring in the next piece and set it up. Got to find that nice rhythm to get into this. I like the orange snowplow whips better. This has the wire in it, so it kind of keeps more of a memory when you start working it out. And again, it's just what I've been using on the mobile processing job too, so. guess that would be the one downfall of having this up. I can't walk in there and just easily push it over. It was worth a try. Always have to remember to put your saw out of the way. A little bit. And of course, I had to leave my log TV up on the woodprocessing job. There's a little measuring grid here on my side that I can look in, goes like 12, 16, 20, 24, and that's how I'm kind of lining up. And if I was actually paying attention, I would have realized that the IBC tote at the other end of the conveyor is actually over full. So let me spin everything around. I guess it wouldn't hurt me to actually look to my left so I could actually see what's going on. This is pretty funny. So lots of pieces on the ground, very full IBC tote. The camera reads 11 minutes. I'm not sure we'll put the clock up here for the picture-in-picture thing. So there you have it. I'll clean up my mess. So this is how it's supposed to work. Bring it up from the ground, and then you can push it in. It would have worked better if I had the butt end that direction, but that's just how the log grapple picks it up. since my basket's full, I'm just going to make some bundle size pieces here, just utilizing the auto cycle and doing some resplits. So yeah, it was one of those things, and like I didn't even think about moving the tote out of the way. I don't know what I was thinking, because that's a lot of wood off of an 11-foot piece of, off an 11-foot log. So I made it into bundle wood. We'll put it in a bundle bin. I was wrapping bundles up for Kurt over at 415, so we'll just put this in the back of the pile to be seasoned up a little bit better. But there you have it. That was 3 24-foot logs through the LP. We have a tote and maybe a quarter. So pretty easy stuff. Let me shut this down. We'll close it out. Go from there. All right, so production-wise, it's a good little ripper. I actually talked to Matt from Timberwolf in between the last video there, so he did confirm that you can use the log lift as a live deck. There's a lot of guys out there, he said, that are doing that. It's rated for about 2,500 pounds, so don't go crazy. He said just basically a single layer of logs on there and would work just fine. He also told me how to go ahead and speed up the in-feed chain a little bit more. Again, I'm comparing this to a $100,000 plus processor that I've been standing behind for 50, 60 hours on a mobile job. So slightly spoiled, yes. Full disclosure, just being open and honest as I can about it. So it just seemed a little slow coming in. I like to have the wood there staged and ready. But that's what I'm doing with the other machine. So it was timed pretty good, and he explained that the in-feed also kind of the way that valve balances, it goes with the saw. So there's a couple other things. So as an entry-level unit, I think you'll really, really like it. It's really tough to do anything that's under $30,000, but ta-da, here it is. And we can do now the LPXL, which will be an actual 3-strand live deck. No more log lift, but a live deck. Same output, conveyor. So pretty much everything from, like, you know, that saw chamber back this way is going to be the same. They'll stretch everything off on the front and make the little live deck. And then what's really exciting, we're going to do it as an XLD, which is going to be the diesel. And then you're going to get a double pump. And then you can use the saw while the cylinder is retracting versus the whole split weight and then drop the saw. So it's pretty cool what Timberwolf has been doing with these little units, and we'll put all the prices and the descriptions down below, because I'm up here in the wood yard and I don't have a script in front of me to read down, and I don't want to get anything wrong. But you know, this does kick off, you know, without the conveyor. I think it's like 26 or 27,000. Add the conveyor to it, we can add the 6-way, and then it gets into the XL, then it gets into the XL diesel. And we do have a lot of everything on order. So I do have a diesel unit sold. I'm told right about the May timeframe. We'll see if that happens or not. And we'll definitely get pictures and video here on the channel of that, just to keep you guys up to date. If you do have any questions as far as pricing, availability, what's in stock, what's almost done, give me a phone call. It's 833-SPLITTER. It's 833-775-4887. And yes, that is my cell phone down there in the bottom corner. Feel free to call that and text me as well. Just understand, if I don't answer, I'm probably doing something like this where it's loud and noisy and I can't get away. But if I can, I'll definitely take the phone call, chat with you. We do use everything that we sell. Kind of gives me the inside track on things as far as tips and tricks and which unit might work better. Do you want to spend, you know, $30,000 on something like this, get into the 40s with the XL, get into the mid 40s maybe with the diesel, or do we go into like an MP XL, the next size up? Now you're cutting 24-inch diameter versus 16-inch diameter. Do you want the diesel version of that? And then you get all the speed that goes with the diesel on an MP. And then, of course, the big Pro HDXL like I've got is a 6-figure machine. But we were literally doing a full Pennsylvania log truck in about an hour and 15 minutes. That baby was humming. So you do get quite a bit of performance with the price, but again, anything from that range of, you know, 30 to into 100 grand, there's a lot of different pieces there in the middle, and that's where I'm asking you to give me that phone call or shoot me that email, which is sales@shaverequipment.com, and we can have a conversation and walk you right into the right machine that's going to work for you and hopefully be around for a little bit and grow with you, and then you can upgrade into something bigger. So give me a phone call, 833-SPLITTER. Shoot me an email at sales@shaverequipment.com. And I'm getting a little longer winded than I wanted to be, so I'm just going to tell you to not forget to hit that like and subscribe button here on the channel so you can stay up to date on everything we have going on. And I'll see you next time. Just working hard to be lazy. Gotta love it.